Hey, it's your girl KV back with another episode review for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, Episode 8, Higher Calling. Oh man. This episode was a little bit better, I guess, because it's feeling like they're doing a lot, but they're doing too much because it's feeling like they are trying to wrap stuff up quickly, and it's a bit rushed. Like, everybody, all of the Tejadas having drama at once. That's a lot, that's a lot. Yeah, it's just they trying to wrap everything up, y'all. This episode opened with Carter talking to the task force, but we see him lighting the candles at the Catholic church, I suppose. And that made me remember we first met him as he was standing there talking to Paz, talking about he gonna find out who killed Junior, okay? Who got him? So I was like, oh yeah. What happened with that? Are they gonna wrap that up, or they have to, right? They have to. So we see he's actually talking to the task force, but they show him kind of talking to somebody through the confessional. And I'm like, what is happening here? And I'm wondering, is this him paying whoever he needed to pay to make it an accident? You know what I mean? So yeah. He's saying that, oh, she died in a car accident and we're going to raise some money for her son and everything. And they take a shot for her at the office. This is the task force and then some other people within the office too, because I ain't seen some of these other people. So when he walks off and they take their shot or whatever, Nico was like, but no, what really happened? Carter is just like, hey, buddy, there is nothing to investigate here. Now move along, okay? But he does offer up his ear if he wants to talk, because he knows that Nico and Felicia were close. Yeah, y'all was all out here being dirty cops together. The four of y'all are very close. And he's like, you should be sadder. That's why I think you're up to something. So Nico definitely has his eyes on daggone Carter. So we see this quick scene with Monet and Rick. They trying to plot on how they gonna take out Carter because he is absolutely a problem right now. Monet is mad about Diana Mia messed up. She, baby girl ain't baby girl no more. When she messed up, Rick was like, listen, regret is for civilians. We're hardcore drug dealers out here. It was sad. That was my baby too. We did what we had to do. I was right there with her. She handles that. It is what it is. She'll get over it. But Monet lets him know that Drew is with Carter tough. I would call Drew to help us with with this Carter problem, but he is right up Carter butt. Remember, he brought Carter to the cop's house when he knew what was happening with the body and all of that. So they're like, we gotta use Noma to get Carter off of us. Monet don't really want to have to beg Noma for help, and they're like, we're going to be under her thumb, but what other choice do we have? Next, we see Carter is taking Drew to a spot, y'all, and it is Zion's old spot. Remember where Cain fought Zion for the territory that Noma had took over? Yes, girl, after Zion is gone, now that is Drew's, because Drew done showed he loyal. He done went into this prison and handled who they said handled, and Simone. Somebody finna snitch on you, so I can handle them too. Handled that too, came out and was 100. So Carter ain't have no choice but to promote Drew. And that's all he been wanting, is to be acknowledged. Like, Drew ain't even necessarily trying to be the head per se. He wants to be the head because he feels like that's the only way to get acknowledged. Like, ain't nobody acknowledging the work that I do. I'm out here, murking people and getting connects too. Why can't y'all say what I'm doing out here? Why can't? What's really good? And that's what I be questioning every day, because it's like, Monet, we saw you take Drew to that drug man house as a kid, and he is the one who popped somebody for you. Why that should be your right hand from right there, because we see baby boy got your back. Baby boy got your back. And it's like, it was so weird to me that we didn't see, the only Kane flashback we really saw was her putting them drugs in his seat. I guess that shows, because what Diana said later on, how Kane ain't have, he ain't have a chance. She was young and dumb out here. So back to the storyline. It's Zion's old spot, and Carter is taking Drew there. He said, you're now overseeing the venue and the revenue like Zion, okay? So he was like, here, we're going to meet your new soldiers. But they're walking like they have to go by a side. Just like, this is a no cop zone, so like we gotta take a back entrance, and once we get in there, people know what it is, because we dirty cops, but we definitely can't come through the front door. So that's one thing. And so next, let's go meet basically your new soldiers. They get up there and they say, y'all got any questions before you come to me? This is what Carter's saying. Before you come to me or Nico, you ask Drew first. And everybody's like, all right, yeah, cool. But they're looking at Drew like, who is this? And as they should. I said, this gonna get sticky real fast. Ain't this a nice little tropical drink, y'all? This with the peach and mango coconut water look like in a glass. Love it. If you like coconut water, it's delicious. So later on, we see Kane going to Drew's spot, and Drew is like, how you find me here? Kane said, I'm always here. You the one that's brand new. I said, yeah, exactly that. Kane basically is on him about being up Carter's butt and switching sides from Noma. He's just talking about how he ain't loyal, and okay, I see you done drank the Carter Kool-Aid. You really messing with a dirty cop and all that. He said it's better than drinking Noma dirty bath water. So then Drew starts making fun of him for being the fall guy with this company. Like, she's just making you the fall guy, right? Like, I don't know why you feeling proud of that. Like, Brayden and Reek are now talking about how they have to take down Carter. And Brayden is like nervous, and Reek is just like, we gotta, unalive a cop. I don't understand the big deal. And Brayden is like, oh yeah, no big deal. Yes, big deal, Reek. And he's just like, whatever. Like, this man want to think he Denzel from Carter. This the man think he Denzel from Trey today. And I ain't got time. He got all this dirt on me. I ain't got nothing on him. He can take us down any minute, so we have to get him first. We literally have no choice. So Brayden is packing his stuff. Reek is like, why are you packing? Where are you going? He said, I'm finna move out. I said, yeah, because you don't go to school here. You don't even go here. Shout out to Mean Girls. October 3rd, I saw they're going to be releasing it back in theaters for its anniversary. On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. So yes, y'all, he's finally moving out, and he said, I'm gonna ask Elle if she wants to move in with me. Reek starts laughing, and Brayden tells him that, I've been doing good lately. You the one out here tripping. And he's like, she's in the band that just fired us. Like, we have to find somewhere to push these drugs, my boy. You talking about moving out to go stay with her. He's like, that wasn't her. That was a band, but I can get that back. And I've already got the stuff back from Effie with access to the Ivy Leagues through the fake Course Correct. So he's like, what? How did you do that? He was like, it don't matter. It don't matter. Just acknowledge that I did it. Thanks, Brayden. Good job, Brayden. And Reek is like, dude, you don't be thinking before you do this stuff. You always moving too fast. So, what's that? Yeah, so Brayden's just like, no, you need to get your head in the game. I've been working. I've been out here, and you've been coasting, worried about all this, etc. stuff. Later on, we see Brayden go into Elle's room. Y'all, he gets in the room, and not so light-skinned Keisha, what's her character's name? Bruchandria is in there, and she's like, she was doing coke, and then she said she didn't feel good, and then she just passed out. There's drugs everywhere. There's drugs everywhere. And he's like, call 911. It don't matter. Call 911. Y'all, Shorty looked like she was already gone to the upper room, laying in that bed. Her lips was gone blue. She was just stone cold still. I was like, oh man, he gonna see her. But, you know, she's at the hospital. They take her to the hospital. She went into cardiac arrest. So they got her hooked up to all these machines. And Brayden's like, I'm a boyfriend. I know you gotta talk to family. He's like, it don't matter. What matters is we tested her, and whatever coke she took had fentanyl in it. So I hope you didn't take none. Make sure don't nobody else take none. Brayden is like, oh, word? So where'd she get that from? Brayden goes through her stuff, gets her phone, opens it up, texts the guy that she recently texted getting the stuff from. Like going through the text trying to see who she got it from. Texts the guy and basically is setting him up. So Reek comes to the hospital. He's like, yo, what happened? What happened? And Reek is like, Brayden is like, they don't know if she's gonna make it. And Reek is like, it's okay, bro. She's gonna pull through. She's gonna pull through. I was like, oh, I'm glad Reek came to the hospital and was there for Brayden in that moment, and he wasn't having a selfish, oh man, she'll be all right, whatever moment. So yes, that was a good sign to restore the brotherhood within Little Ghost and Tiny Tommy, okay? So next we see Reek and Monet go to Kane and Noma talking about Carter. They trying to team up together so that they can take him out because he's corrupt and they don't have a choice. Noma's like, well, tell me what he got on me before I agree to all of this. And Kane is like, take out a cop. Like, that's not an easy feat to do. You're just talking about, like, taking out a cop. And I know Reek want to be like, do you know who my daddy is? Like, I learned from the best. You know, my daddy was Ghost. He was out here running both sides of the play for years. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. I said we need to unalive this cop. We're going to get this cop done, okay? Stop playing. Reek got time. I feel like I want for him one time to acknowledge that, like, I learned this from, you know, the best, you know what I mean? But he despised his daddy so much and swear he's nothing like him when he is literally the carbon copy. So next we see, still in this scene, Monet starts talking crazy to Kane and telling him, oh, she got you, you know, kitty whipped, and she got you talking crazy out here. This B, she got a B word. This B, something. And Noma was like, oh, that's not what I would expect, you know, something from my mom to say. And she was like, what? And she flashed her ring. Kane and I are getting married, you know. Kane proposed to getting married. Reek is like, y'all dumb AF, okay? Because this little stunt y'all pulling is really gonna have him watching y'all now. And then I'm like, because you're marrying a drug dealer. You're marrying a known drug dealer. So next we see Davis. Next we see Davis gets there with all the paperwork that Noma needs. He's talking about, you know, I charge extra for house calls and and he gives her all this paperwork. He said, either you about to go on the run or you getting married. And she's like, oh yeah, Kane and I getting married. Yes, she throwing this ring at everybody. It's so crazy. Yes, Kane and I are getting married. Didn't he do great? Yeah, just doing the most. So, he's like, oh, you're marrying a drug dealer? You ain't want to run that by your lawyer? Effie gets there too, and she's annoyed. She's like, you know, I don't want to be a part of none of this little freak ish y'all got on. David's like, I know, right? I ain't got time for this neither. No, again, we're getting married. We're getting married. Kane is like, you know, it's strictly business. We just, you know, it's just strictly business. She's like, you know, maybe like, you know, some business with some benefits. But yeah, you know, whatever. Effie, I need you to work your computer expertise. I need Kane to have a digital footprint, you know. He needs to have a LinkedIn page, you know, put him in some position on my company and, you know, nice picture of that. Ooh, a college profile. Yeah, we should give him a college profile. And Davis is like, make sure it's community college. He like, F you, man. Make sure it's community college. I said, not community college. But it would make sense because when he was talking to the dude at the thing, he did say that he went to Clark. So he gonna have to learn some more stuff about Clark and go ahead and put that as his school on his LinkedIn, on his fake LinkedIn. I put his job at Noma's washing company, y'all. So what? Oh, she also asked for, we're gonna post some engagement photos. So I said, not y'all finna do a daggone engagement photo shoot, y'all. Finna have a whole full-blown wedding. She also tells Effie that, yeah, so whatever you and Kane got going on, yeah, we're gonna have to end that because we gotta keep up appearance. And then Effie and Kane run off, and Davis is like, what is the point in pillow talking if we ain't pillow talking about the important stuff? Because this is something. And I agree with Davis. It's like how you was judging Davis for being a lawyer to drug dealers, but you married the drug dealer. It would never make sense for somebody of such stature. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you want to tie yourself to. So she's like, well, you might have thought of the same idea if you weren't in the midst of your own divorce. I said, ooh. She had him with that one because he couldn't say nothing. He ain't had nothing to say to that one. Because he would have. And she would have preferred that, even through her judgment, acting like, I was a lawyer to the drug dealers. Oh man, I bet you my face was looking crazy. It was literally like, just like a comfortable enough amount to not spill when I pick it up. Just perfect. I be feeling like God's favorite when stuff like that happen. Like, look at this. Is that not perfect, y'all? Is that not perfect? God loves me. Okay. Now we got Monet, Reek, and Davis. They're talking. And Davis, they're trying to get Davis to like, come on, tell us what we need to do. Tell us what's going on. He's like, Noma is my client, and that's where my allegiance is. And he's like, don't wind up like Obi, he was her right hand man, and look how she did him. He said, so like, are y'all any better? And I was like, when you think about it, no, but all in all, he's like, I'm with y'all, my allegiance to y'all, so what's up? He ends up giving them the information that they need. It's the information about her company, Aircraft Global. It's a front to wash her money, and she can't do it in the UK because I guess it was because her, unaliving her husband or ex-husband, Anya's daddy. So she might be being whispered about that. And since Anya not there, she in the States, she don't really know what's really going on. No way. I think that's what it is. So yeah, that's why she here in the States, y'all. And that's why she needs Kane to play the front man, because she's not a citizen, get married, she can stay here, and he can take over the company. She got me to do all the paperwork to protect her prenup until she can re-get her company after being a citizen for so long. So he gives them the new government contact that she has because, Zion pow-powed Wiley in the restaurant, so she's got a new government contact that will basically take a bribe to get her this contract. So they were like, yeah, just dangle this name to Carter and he'll take care of it from there, basically. So they go dangle it, and they trying to get out of working for Carter, and Carter's like, nice try, thanks for the information, very helpful, but I'll let y'all know when y'all next assignment is. And I was like, yeah, that was very ambitious. That was very ambitious of them to think. So Monet is trying to get Drew to come back, and he's basically like, nah, he trusts me to be a leader. I like the position I'm in. Because she's like, what makes you want to work for Carter, a dirty cop? Like, I know you're mad at me, but a dirty cop? He like, man, that dirty cop trusts me to be a leader and to do stuff. And plus, you saw that he just locked me up to go map somebody real quick because they needed somebody map real quick. You see his reach? What was I gonna do? I didn't betray the family, just save the family. Okay? And I'm like, Drew, please let her know. Because she only seeing it from her point of view, when in all honesty, this is the best thing that Drew can really do for himself and his family. Cause he is good at what he do, you know. Yeah, Drew know what he doing. He been right there. He was with Monet at the drop when he was like 14, wanting to go to an art show and carrying on. So Drew is living what he wants to live in right now. And Monet just cannot fathom that. Is this supposed to be some replacement for your daddy? He like, my daddy, the same man that you killed, I shouldn't need a replacement for my daddy. He all mad at her and yada yada yada. They fussing back and forth, but yeah, they just end up storming off from each other. Carter over there beeping the horn like, boy, bring yourself. I don't care about you and your mama having this little family fight right now. Go get my money. Tell your mama get my money and come on, you go to the spot and go get my money. Next we see where Noma and Anya are talking, and Anya is confronting her about marrying Kane. Like, he is half your age. He's a drug dealer. Like, what is really going on? She's being real judgmental, and Noma was like, well, he doesn't, really look good on paper, but he has a sharp mind and everything. And Anya's just judging him like he's a drug dealer. She tells her that she shouldn't judge people. She said, are you kidding? That's literally what we've done our whole lives. Like, stop being a hypocrite. I can't be friends with Tariq because his daddy was a drug dealer, but you finna marry a drug dealer? And then at this point, she is mad and she wants to know what her mama do for work, because why would this ever make sense for you to do this unless this is the world that you're living in, essentially. That's what she wanted to say, but she not old enough to have the boom, boom, boom for it. She just asking the straight up, obvious, surface questions, because I'm like, there was so much more to be said in this scene. Noma puts it all on her dad. Your dad was a drug trafficker. I didn't know that this is what he did when I met him. But yes, this is why I had to leave them. You know what I mean? So he's not here to refute that story in any way. So Anya's just like, my dad was a criminal? My dad was a criminal? Because I would have been like, okay, so when did you find out that he was trafficking, and how long did you sit back? Was you taking part? Was you sitting up as first lady? Like, that's not enough. Like, that's not enough. She got stuck on my daddy as a criminal part. Girl, you are in college doing drugs. You need to understand that anything can happen in this life. You know what I mean? So, what's happened now? She's like, well, why the cops are looking for you now? I said, okay, that's an important question, but she don't really answer it. She just pussyfoots around it. So next we see Monet goes to Kane's spot, and I was like, oh yeah, make a spot. And she's talking crazy to him about Noma again. She's disappointed that he's all kitty whip, and he's just like, yeah, but he likes being the right hand man as well. So that's the main thing with Monet. She don't acknowledge what her children do, and that's why they be pleading so hard to try to get the approval of some other person or be some other person's right hand, because you don't really instill in them what you should when y'all really is running a family, what was running a family business together, okay? Drew done unalive people behind this family. Drew been out here running businesses of other drug dealers and crooked cops. She can't do nothing about this. Like, he's just like, man, Monet, you gonna mess around and get me and Drew killed behind all your foolishness. He's basically knowing that she's the one that raided Noma's warehouse, and that's how she got involved with Carter. Yeah. But he's like, I'm not gonna tell her that it was you. He's like, no, just go get your little ugly mother of the groom dress and be ready to smile in some pictures or whatever. As she is leaving, Anya is coming in, and he's like, "Oh, my mama was just leaving." And she's like, "Ain't you getting married?" I'm like, "Yeah, to her mama." to her mama. So Anya is questioning Kane. She's just like, "Well, what do you know?" She says, "Oh, how do how did you meet my mom? How did you afford this penthouse? Aren't you like a bartender?" He's like, "Well, I do investments." "Okay, well, where did you learn investments? Did you learn it in jail? Because I know your daddy was in jail." She's just doing the most. She's like, "Oh yeah, the little Tejada clan. You guys are like the Gottis of the ghetto." I said, "Not the Gottis of the ghetto." So she's like, "Well, what does my mom do? Is she a drug dealer too?" He's like, "Listen, your mama is a badass businesswoman that you should aspire to be." He reached in his pocket and pull a few hundred out. He like, "Here, go shopping or to brunch or, make a little TikTok or something." I said, "Can't not make a little TikTok or something." Now it made me wonder, like, kind of break down what their ages might be, right? So yeah, I guess he would be college age because Zeke is the oldest. And Zeke was a freshman in college, so he thought he was 19, but he was really like 21, right? So he was 21. Kane was right behind him. Let's say Kane was like 20. And what was it, like 5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago. So let's say that Kane is 25 at this point. Yeah. I think Kane's about 25, so Anya is probably about 19. So even though he ain't grown, she still is a kid to him. So he put out there, go make a TikTok or something. Especially since he is dating her mama. Now, if he wasn't dating her mama, she would probably be, somebody he'd be like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But that's basically his stepdaughter now. She's like, "I'm not calling you dad." Diana is over here basically stalking the little boy. She's so sad that she made this little boy an orphan. And Reek is like, his mama deserved it. She was what she do to you, what she did to us. Don't feel bad about that. What happened had to happen. So they start kissing. They about to, be like this. And he reaches to this drawer for the condom. And she's like, "For real? You gonna do that?" She's like, "So me getting pregnant is like the worst thing that can happen right now?" Yes, girl. Do you see the life we live in? You were just depressed about to have, go to the baby shop, but now you telling him don't use something. So she gets upset and she storms off because he's like, "I don't understand why I wouldn't," especially after what happened. So Drew is trying to go to his spot, and come to find out, Kane done bought it, y'all. He walking in, the guy's like, "Nope, somebody with a whole bunch of money who wanted to stay discreet, bought out the building." And he's like, "But they told me to give you this note." And he was like, me and Noma decided we wanted to buy the building. Sorry. Something like that. So in return, we see Drew sneak up in Kane's stuff and find out when the gun drop was gonna be, and got Carter to raid the vans with the guns in it and text him, "Sorry about your guns." This was a funny little storyline. I do like the Kane and Drew dynamics of it all because it shows Drew, like he said, being able to run some stuff, to be able to prove himself to somebody and show that he is good enough to be somebody's right hand. So they going back and forth. I was truly cackling at them. Next, we see a little boring little side scene of them being in class. Whatever they read, it was about evil, the presence of evil, how you feel about evil. Tariq says what you would think Tariq is gonna say, "Yeah, evil exists and this, blue." The teacher asked Diana what she thinks. She's just off in her own little world, daydreaming. And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, the assignment that I gave you." And then Bruce Chandra is like, "Argue about the presence of evil." And so she gives, a solid little two-liner about evil and does evil exist. So after class, she thanks her for looking out. And she's like, "I want to talk to you, but I need to make sure that you keep it a secret." because when I was pregnant, you didn't really keep it a secret. She's like, what's up, girl? You pregnant again? No. But I want to be. Is that normal? She tells us that it is normal, and a lot of girls want to get another baby after a miscarriage, but being a teen mom is hard. I know you think you're grown because you're in college, but it's better to just forget about him, forget about that baby, go ahead and focus on school. I was like, thank you. But in that conversation, she did say, this is when I figured out that they was really, really close in age. She said that, yeah, my mom did have Kane shortly after having to give up Zeke. So I was like, okay, so they was like back-to-back type babies. That's what I figured, because they didn't seem too far off in age when Zeke was here with us, But, she tells her to focus on her studies, because babies ain't easy. Next, we see Effie mom coming up to her on the campus, and Effie mom is just like, oh, you're so smart and you're doing so great out here, and my boyfriend left me for some young girl, and I need some money. Effie is like, the man who molested me? You want me to give you some money because he finally left you? Girl, F you. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. If you were outside in the cold, I wouldn't let you in. If I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't give you change. I said, ooh, okay. Her mom calls her a cold-hearted B-word and says that nobody will ever love her. Later on, she goes to see Kane to show him the digital presents that she's created for him. And she's like, I just need your approval on the picture. I backdated this, that, and the third. He's trying to still sweet talk her like they're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend while he's still married and smashing the alleged wife, even though it ain't. It wouldn't normally be a marriage type of situation, but it is. And y'all smashing, but you want me to be the girlfriend / main chick is just crazy to me. But Effie, she ain't really got nobody else, so she gotta take the scraps of life, y'all. So he's just like, well, I don't care about that. I care about you. But you need to act like you care about me. Act like you got a pulse. And he's just like, well, why does everybody keep saying that to me? But she's mad about him not telling her on a friendship level because they supposed to have each other's back. He's just like, girl, have each other's back. You about to go to robot school way across the country. What I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I can't put my all into you. So, like I said, she's in it with her feelings, even though he gonna be in a business marriage. Noma is having dinner with the politician guy, her new government contact. I can't remember his name. But we see that Carter is listening in as well, y'all. In comes Davis, and he is like, oh yeah, I never let my business partner have a meeting before without me, And he gets there before anything really gets discussed. He hands her a note to let her know that Carter is listening. So she's looking at the table trying to figure out what's bugged. Is the guy bugged? And she sees the lady at the other table and it's just kind of like, girl, look natural. She wasn't looking natural at all. Just failing. You had one job, girl. You had one job. And Noma looks out the window and sees the van where clearly they are running the surveillance with all of the cameras, and your recorder's turned up loud. So they get up to leave, and I'm like, okay, David's for the win. He's letting her know, hey, I'm still valuable to this team. Don't be trying to count me out just because I couldn't legally marry you because I'm already legally married. But now Noma is like, at this point, Carter's got to get out of here. He is blocking my life and what I need to do. He is just a pest. And he's like, well, what does that mean? He needs to be neutralized. He got to go. Mind you, y'all, he's on the other side, but he's still got to play both sides because, hey, everybody's playing both sides at this point. Everybody is teamed up with somebody that they will cross on as soon as the opportunity comes. And everybody knows it. So they just stay ready so they ain't got to get ready. So Reek is like, whew, that worked like clockwork. And I'm like, it really did. Everybody's a hothead, so everything just like boom, boom, boom. So now him and Brayden are going to see Elle Steeler. Before they went over there, he was just claiming that he wanted to scare the dude, but y'all, he morphed into Tommy right before our eyes. I said, yeah, we saw that Brayden was gonna be Tommy a little earlier in the seasons, and this is when he like officially gets into his Tommy bag. He's like, yeah, you know, my girl is in the hospital because of your lace stuff, and the guy's like, whoa, 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 I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, take a line if it's not a lace. Take the lines. You got the gun now. Take the line. The dude taking a bunch of lines. He make her do it a few times. Reek is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down before you make him OD and die. I would have just made him take a few more and left so that he could just OD and die. Just on with the day. He's like, nah, man. You ain't. If it was your girl, you would be right here in this position with me. You would be just as heated. Pow, pow, pow. I said, oh. Rick is pissed because he like, dude, you ain't got no plan. And he's like, well, get the body. He's like, get the body. We don't know where we at. We don't know nothing about this neighborhood. But somebody's like, hey, is everything okay? No, baby, those are gunshots. Everybody's not okay. They make a run for it out the window. Brayden goes to see Elle because she's up now. Oh, I was so excited when the doctors called me and said that you were up. Elle says, oh man, he's like, here's your phone, babe. She's just like, oh, thank you. This phone makes me make bad decisions. Bad. I just, you know, I'm thinking she's gonna say, I need to get rid of it. I need to block certain people. She says, I don't want to ever do that tainted stuff again. I said, not more of the tainted stuff. How about you give it all up, period? Especially seeing as you have this illness. I get it. It helps you in other ways, but the fact that this so easily happened to you should make you a little more concerned, my girl. Brayden is like, well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. She is kind of like, what you mean? He's like, what you mean? I'm your dude. I'm supposed to protect you, right? What kind of man would I be if I didn't protect you? He'll never be selling that tainted stuff to anybody again. And she is appalled at him because she pretty much values life because of having sickle cell, makes her understand that, you know, life can go sideways at any minute. So she just, you know, she tells him that she cannot live with the guilt of knowing that she unalived her dealer because she almost died from his batch. And she puts him out and Brayden leaves. And I'm just sitting here like, whew. Is he finna go full Tommy? And is he gonna have to unalive her on a coke bench? I'm just wondering how far on this Tommy timeline is Brayden gonna go with this last. Since we rushing stuff, how hard are we gonna rush this? Because let's really get down to it. Did Brayden do coke before her? I don't think he did. I think she started him on that, right? So I think he's gonna be feeling a way that he was ready to just move his life around her, and she's just like can give him up so easily in his head. So now we see that Noma is trying to flip Nico. They give him $50,000 for the meeting. I said, ooh, wow, okay. She's like, flip on Carter and you get another $500K. He says, I know that you're global, your reach is crazy, you're gonna give me 7 figures. So he ends up talking to Carter about it. When he walks in on him, Carter is talking to a picture of his deceased wife. Nico's like, you talking to somebody? No, you was talking to somebody. What would you want? So he's telling him, Noma came to me, she offered me a lot of money, but I didn't take any of it. Just lied, I didn't take any of it. Carter says, you know, agree to the terms and tell her that you need to meet in person. So at this meetup, of course, it's Carter that shows up. And he's like, you know you violated, right? And that deserves some consequences. She tells him, okay, well, Monet and Reek said that you are after me. And he's like, ha, well, they didn't have such nice things to say about you either. They said you're trying to bribe a politician. They end up about to team up, y'all. They is about to team up. They got common enemies in Monet and Tariq. And at this point, they can be useful to each other. So they is teaming up. I said, y'all, everybody is going to poop a brick. But especially Drew and Kane. They are about to be so pissed that they basically finna have to be co-side co right hand man. They gonna have to work side by side or something like that, y'all. That is gonna be interesting to see how that goes in these 2 episodes that we have left, because we don't really have much time left as they are rushing this timeline. I'm just really excited to see what 50 is gonna give us, and I really hope we do not have to buy an app to get whatever content that he is gonna be pushing out of this new production studio that he got. But he has to revive Power in some way. Like, he just has to. Whose storyline is it gonna be? That's the big question. Or is he gonna continue it on to where it's a Power spinoff and not like a book with Tommy or a book with Tariq, but everybody just kind of coming back together, especially since we've seen that Tasha keeps popping back up in the fold. So it's interesting to see what the next, TV takes years, the next few years unfolds about this production studio that 50 has gotten. But make sure y'all like the video. That's it for now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And what's the other one? Comment. Let me know how you feel this episode was. This second part of the season is giving like 7.5-ish. It's entertaining. It's not boring, but it's rushing because it's ending, and it's just like we can't let stuff breathe and make sense. Like in real world, even in Power World, no one would be getting investigated for Wiley's death. But the fact that we gotta hurry this storyline along, we can't even investigate that. But like the fact that that has not come up, I'm like, that is so unrealistic. That is so unrealistic. But that's it, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the review. See you on the next one. Bye.